Have you ever met that one person? The one who feels like they were literally carved from your very soul, only to discover that being with them is completely impossible. I'm talking about that person who awakens every single cell in your body, who seems to speak the language of your deepest dreams, who understands the parts of yourself you've never, ever shared with anyone else. And then, for whatever reason, you have to walk away. It's a pain that's so exquisite, so perfectly crafted, that it feels almost intentional. It's almost as if the universe conspired to place this person directly in your path, not to give you what you want, but to show you something far more profound about who you are meant to become. Now, what if I told you this isn't some cosmic joke or a cruel twist of fate? What if it's actually an invitation to one of life's most transformative experiences? That's what Carl Jung, the pioneering psychologist who basically drew the map for the hidden territories of our human psyche, believed. According to Jung, when we encounter someone, we cannot be with someone who ignites our soul but remains just beyond our reach. We're being given a powerful gift. And let's be clear, this is not about romance in the way we usually think about it. This is about the universe using another person as a key to unlock the deepest, most hidden chambers of your own becoming. Think about that person right now, the one who haunts your thoughts, the one who appeared in your life like a bolt of lightning, illuminating a dark sky and showing you landscapes inside yourself you never even knew existed. Perhaps they were already committed to someone else. Perhaps the timing was just impossibly, tragically wrong. Maybe you lived in different worlds, separated by circumstances that seemed absolutely insurmountable. Or maybe, just maybe, they were meant to be a teacher, not a lover. The rational part of your mind, your brain, tries to make sense of it all. It scrambles to find logical explanations for why something that felt so incredibly right could be so fundamentally wrong. But Jung would tell you that logic isn't the language the psyche speaks. The unconscious mind, that deep, powerful part of you, operates through symbols, through meaningful coincidences, through encounters that completely shatter our carefully constructed sense of who we think we are. When you meet someone you cannot be with, you are not meeting just another person, you are meeting a mirror that reflects back to you the parts of yourself that have been waiting in the shadows, undeveloped and unexpressed. This person embodies qualities, dreams, and potentials that exist within you, but have remained dormant. They are not showing you what you lack. They are showing you what you are capable of becoming. That magnetic pull you feel toward them, that irresistible, almost gravitational force, that is actually the pull of your own unrealized self, calling you toward growth, toward integration, toward the fullness of who you are meant to be. Jung called this phenomenon projection, the unconscious process, where we see in others what we can't yet see in ourselves. But this particular kind of projection is different. It's not about seeing our shadows or our fears reflected back at us. It's about seeing our highest potential, our unlived life, our soul's deepest yearnings made manifest in another human being. The person you cannot be with is carrying a piece of your own wholeness. And your task is not to possess them, but to reclaim that piece of yourself. The sheer intensity of your feelings for this person, the way they seem to bypass all your rational defenses and speak directly to something ancient and primal within you, is a sign that something profound is trying to emerge from the depths of your psyche. Your soul is using this connection to wake you up from the trance of ordinary living, to remind you that you are capable of feeling things more deeply, of loving more authentically than you ever imagined possible. This person is not meant to complete you. They are meant to reveal to you that you are already complete, but perhaps not yet fully expressed. So, the question is not, why did the universe bring me someone I cannot have? The real question is, what is this person's presence in my life trying to teach me about myself? What part of my own nature are they reflecting back to me? What aspect of my potential are they calling forth? The answer to these questions holds the key to understanding not just this one relationship, but your entire journey of becoming who you are truly meant to be. The love that breaks you open is not the love that destroys you. It is the love that destroys your illusions about yourself. When you encounter someone who touches the deepest parts of your being but remains beyond your reach, you are being introduced to a sacred kind of heartbreak. This isn't the petty disappointment of just not getting what you want. This is the profound shattering that happens when your soul recognizes itself in another person, only to realize that the recognition itself was the gift, not the relationship that might follow. Jung understood that the most powerful experiences in our lives often come disguised as losses. The person you cannot be with has cracked open something within you that had been sealed shut, maybe for years, maybe for a lifetime. They have awakened a capacity for feeling that you may have forgotten you even possessed. They have reminded you that you are capable of a love that transcends the ordinary boundaries of possession and control. And this awakening, it is not meant to torture you. It is meant to liberate you from the small, safe version of yourself that you had settled for. Think about it. Before this person entered your life, you may have been living on the surface of your own experience, just going through the motions of love and connection, without fully understanding what you were capable of feeling. You may have accepted relationships that were comfortable, but not transformative, connections that were pleasant, but not profound. And then this person appeared, and suddenly you understood the difference between loving someone and being in love with the mystery of existence itself. They showed you that love is not just an emotion, but a state of being, not just a feeling, but a way of perceiving reality. This breaking open is necessary because the person you were before you met them was not large enough to contain the love you are now capable of experiencing. Your heart had to be cracked open to make room for a more expansive way of being in the world. And yes, this process is inherently painful, because all real growth involves the destruction of what came before. The caterpillar must literally dissolve into goo before it can become the butterfly. Your old ways of loving, of being, of understanding yourself, they had to be shattered to make space for something more authentic and alive. Jung believed that our greatest wounds often become our greatest sources of wisdom and strength. And this is key. The person who breaks you open is not actually wounding you. They are revealing wounds that were already there, wounds that desperately needed to be acknowledged and healed. Maybe you had closed your heart after previous disappointments. Maybe you had convinced yourself that a love that deep wasn't possible, or just wasn't worth the risk. Maybe you had settled for a life of quiet desperation, telling yourself that passion and profound connection were luxuries you simply couldn't afford. This person's presence in your life forces you to confront these old wounds, these limiting beliefs about what you deserve and what is possible for you. They are not causing your pain. They are bringing your existing pain to the surface so it can finally be healed. The intensity of your feelings for them is directly proportionate to the depth of the healing that is trying to occur. You are not being punished by the universe. You are being offered an opportunity to return to wholeness. This experience also breaks open your understanding of love itself. You start to realize that true love is not about possession or control, not about getting your needs met or having your desires fulfilled. Real love is about recognition. It's about seeing and being seen, about touching and being touched by the mystery of another human being. The person you cannot be with has given you a glimpse of what it means to love without an agenda, to connect without conditions, to be fully present to another person's essence without needing to own or change them. This realization is both liberating and terrifying. It liberates you from the small transactional idea of love that keeps so many people trapped in relationships that are more about security than about growth. But it also terrifies you, because it calls you to love in a way that offers no guarantees, no safety nets, no promises of permanence. You are being asked to love like the mystics love, with complete surrender to the present moment, with total acceptance of what is, and with no attachment to the outcome. The person who breaks you open is teaching you that the deepest love is not about having someone, but about being transformed by the encounter with them. They are showing you that you can love someone completely and still let them go, that you can be grateful for a connection even when it cannot continue, that you can be broken open by love and emerge more whole than you were before. They were never meant to be your forever. They were meant to be your mirror, reflecting back to you the parts of yourself that you had forgotten or never fully developed. Jung's concept of the anima and animus, the feminine aspect within men and the masculine aspect within women, helps us understand exactly why certain people trigger such an intense, soul-shaking recognition within us. When you meet this person you cannot be with, you are often meeting an external, living representation of your own inner wholeness, the parts of yourself that have been underdeveloped or suppressed. This person embodies qualities that you admire, not because they are foreign to you, but because they are deeply familiar to your soul. They represent potentials within yourself that are fighting to emerge into consciousness. The creative passion they express so freely, it mirrors your own unexpressed creativity. The confidence they radiate, it reflects your own inner strength that you have been afraid to claim. The way they move through the world with such authenticity and purpose, it shows you what it looks like when someone fully inhabits their own life. Now, the mistake most people make is thinking that they need this person in order to access these qualities within themselves. They believe that being with this person will somehow complete them, that it will magically give them the parts of themselves they see reflected in the other. But Jung would tell you that this is completely backward. You recognize these qualities in them because they already exist within you. Your task is not to possess this person. It is to develop these qualities within yourself. The intensity of your attraction to them is actually your soul's way of showing you what you are capable of becoming. They are not your missing piece. They are a mirror showing you the pieces of yourself that you have not yet claimed. And the reason you cannot be with them is often because you are not yet ready to be with yourself in this fuller, more integrated way. The universe is not keeping you apart to torture you. It is giving you the time and space to become the person who is truly capable of the kind of love you glimpsed in their presence. So, think about the qualities that drew you to this person. I mean it, make a list. What did you find most compelling about them? Now, look at that list and ask yourself, how can I develop each of these qualities within myself? The passion you saw in them, where in your own life are you called to be more passionate? The courage they displayed, what in your life requires more of your courage? The way they seem so comfortable in their own skin, what would it take for you to inhabit your own life more fully? This person appeared in your life as a teacher, not a lover. They came to show you what you are capable of, not to give you what you think you need. The longing you feel for them is actually a longing for the fuller expression of yourself. The love you feel for them is actually love for your own potential. Jung believed that this entire journey is part of a process called individuation, the process of becoming who you truly are. And these encounters aren't random. They are precisely orchestrated by your unconscious mind to catalyze your growth. The pain of not being able to be with them is the pain of waking up to the reality that you have been living a smaller life than you are capable of. It is the sacred pain of birth, the birth of a more authentic, integrated version of yourself. So instead of focusing on what you cannot have with this person, begin to focus on what you can become because of them. Instead of mourning the relationship that cannot be, celebrate the awakening that has occurred. They have given you a gift more precious than any relationship could provide. They have shown you who you are capable of becoming. Now, it is your responsibility to honor that gift by doing the work of becoming that person. Sometimes, what appears to be a loss or a disappointment is actually a graduation. This person's job is done. They have awakened you to your own magnificence. Now it is time for you to honor that awakening by living it, by embodying it, by expressing it in every area of your life. This doesn't mean you forget them or pretend they didn't matter. It means you understand that they matter in a way that transcends any single relationship. They have become a part of your inner landscape, a permanent reminder of what you are capable of when you are fully alive. The love you feel for them has taught you how to love yourself. The passion they ignited has shown you what it means to be fully engaged with life. Thank you for listening. If you find it interesting, please like and subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss our next content. Goodbye.